The US Air Force has spent the last decade trying to kill its most legendary plane. It's too slow, they said. It's a relic of the Cold War, they argued. The plan was simple. Send all 162 remaining A-10 Thunderbolt IIs to the boneyard by 2026 to make room for stealthy, multi-million-dollar F-35s. But on March 2nd, 2026, as Operation Epic Fury kicked off against Iranian targets, the obsolete Warthog didn't just show up, it led the first strike wave. While the world expected a high-tech, invisible war fought from 30,000 feet, the reality is a 50-year-old titanium bathtub loitering just 100 feet above the Persian Gulf. In the first 48 hours of the conflict, these outdated jets were credited with neutralizing Iranian fastboat swarms and intercepting Shahed-type drones that more advanced sensors struggled to track. In this video, we'll explore how the A-10 went from the brink of retirement to becoming the primary shield for the US Navy in the world's most dangerous choke point. We're going to examine the sudden unleashing of the A-10 Warthog by exploring how a tank buster became the world's best boat buster, why its 30mm GAU-8 Avenger cannon and titanium bathtub make it irreplaceable in asymmetric warfare, how new upgrades like Link 16 and APKW S2 rockets turned the A-10 into a specialized counter-UAV platform. And we'll conclude by looking at the future implications of the A-10's performance for the US Air Force's retirement strategy. Let's start with why a plane designed to stop Soviet tanks in the Fulda Gap is now hunting Iranian fastboats in the Strait of Hormuz. For years, the Pentagon's biggest fear in the Persian Gulf hasn't been Iran's aging air force, it's been swarms. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps utilizes hundreds of small, fast attack craft, some equipped with missiles and others acting as suicide boats. According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, these swarms can overwhelm the sophisticated Aegis defense systems of a billion-dollar destroyer through sheer numbers. But the A-10 thrives in this chaos. In February 2026, A-10s from the 355th Wing were filmed conducting mine-hunting maneuvers alongside the USS Santa Barbara, a literal combat ship. The A-10 is a uniquely capable asset for providing overwatch. Interdicting boats before they can sow minefields would be an ideal use of the Warthog's talents, reported the Warzone. What this means is the A-10 provides a low-cost, high-impact shield. While an F-35 costs roughly $42,000 per flight hour, the A-10 operates at nearly half that, between $19,000 and $22,000. It can loiter over a naval convoy for hours, soaking up small arms fire that would shred the thin skin of a multi-role fighter. That brings us to the heart of the Warthog, the GAU-8/A Avenger. You don't just see this weapon, you feel it. The A-10 isn't a plane with a gun, it is a 19-foot-long Gatling gun with wings attached. This 7-barrel monster fires 30mm shells, each the size of a beer bottle, at a fixed rate of 3,900 rounds per minute. That is 65 rounds every single second. When an A-10 pulls the trigger, it produces a sound famous across the military world, the Burt. Because the bullets travel faster than the speed of sound, and at 3,324 feet per second, the target is destroyed before they ever hear the gunfire. The technical specifications are staggering. The entire gun system weighs 4,029 pounds, about 16% of the plane's unladen weight. The average recoil force is 10,000 pounds. To put that in perspective, that is more than the individual output of one of its two TF-34 engines. At a range of 4,000 feet, 80% of the rounds fired will hit within a 40-foot diameter circle. Beyond the gun, the A-10 is built like a flying tank. The pilot sits in a 1,200-pound titanium bathtub capable of withstanding direct hits from 23mm anti-aircraft shells. It has redundant hydraulic systems and can literally fly with one engine, one tail, and half a wing missing. Perhaps the most important aspect of its current role against Iran is its evolution into a drone hunter. Everyone thought the A-10 was too slow for modern air-to-air combat. But in the age of slow-moving Iranian Shahed drones, slow is actually an advantage. While fast jets like the F-15 struggle to slow down enough to target a drone without stalling, the A-10 can match their pace perfectly. In late 2025, A-10s returning from deployment displayed Shahed-type drone silhouettes on their noses, official kill marks for successful counter-UAS engagements. This is possible thanks to the A-10C modernization package, a digital data link that allows the Warthog to share targeting data in real time with Navy ships and other aircraft. Laser-guided 2.75-inch rockets that turn dumb rockets into precision drone killers. The A-10 can carry up to 1,150 rounds of 30mm ammunition, allowing it to engage dozens of targets in a single mission, something a missile-reliant jet simply cannot do. The A-10 Warthog wasn't just designed to survive a fight. It was engineered to be fixed in the middle of one, often in the most inhospitable environments on Earth. In a desert conflict like a potential engagement with Iran, the A-10's logistical footprint is its secret weapon. The LEGO, philosophy of maintenance. One of the most genius aspects of the A-10's design is interchangeability. To simplify logistics in the field, many of the aircraft's primary parts are identical on both the left and right sides. The left and right T. F-34 engines are completely interchangeable, meaning a spare engine can fit either side. The tail fins and horizontal stabilizers are identical and can be swapped between sides. The main landing gear assemblies are also interchangeable. This symmetrical design means that maintainers at a forward operating base, FOB, only need to stock one type of part to cover two different areas of the plane, effectively cutting the necessary spare parts inventory in half. Engine placement versus desert grit. Sand and debris are the natural enemies of jet engines, but the Warthog's engines are mounted high on the rear fuselage for a very specific logistical reason. FOD, foreign object damage prevention. By placing the engines above the wings, they are shielded from sucking up the sand, rocks and dust kicked up by the nose wheel during takeoffs from unpaved desert strips or damaged runways. Because the engines are mounted externally and high up, they are easily accessible to ground crews without the need for complex internal bay access, allowing for faster inspections and repairs in critical combat situations. In modern conflicts, the Air Force uses a concept called agile combat employment, which involves dispersing aircraft to small, austere locations to avoid being targeted at major bases. The A-10 is the king of this strategy. The Warthog is designed to be refueled, rearmed, and serviced with minimal specialized ground equipment. Its sturdy landing gear and low-pressure tires allow it to operate from short, rough strips, including straight sections of highway or dirt lake beds. The skin of the A-10 is non-load-bearing. If a section is peppered by ground fire, maintainers can patch it in the field using makeshift materials, keeping the plane in the air while more delicate stealth jets would require a climate-controlled hangar for specialized skin repairs. During the Gulf War, this logistical simplicity allowed the A-10 to maintain a 95.7% mission-capable rate, which was actually higher than its peacetime average. Maintainers even performed major depot-level repairs, like replacing entire wing sections directly in the Saudi desert, a feat previously thought impossible in a combat zone. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The A-10's performance in Operation Epic Fury reveals a systemic pattern in modern warfare. We've become so obsessed with high-end stealth that we've forgotten the value of low-end persistence. The Air Force wanted to retire the A-10 because it's vulnerable to advanced Russian or Chinese S-400 missile systems. And they're right. It is. But not every war is a high-end conflict. In the Persian Gulf, the primary threat is asymmetric. cheap drones, fast boats, and naval mines. Using a $100 million F-35 to shoot down a $20,000 Iranian drone is like using a Ferrari to deliver mail in a war zone. It works, but it's unsustainable. So, what happens next for the Warthog? We see three possible futures. Scenario 1. The indefinite extension. Likely. Congress, seeing the A-10's success against IRGC boat swarms, blocks the 2026 retirement plan. The FY 2026 NDAA already prohibits reducing the inventory below 103 aircraft. Scenario 2. Naval transfer. The Air Force finally divests the fleet, but the US Navy or Marine Corps takes over the remaining airframes specifically for maritime corridor protection in the Strait of Hormuz. Scenario 3. The dronified Warthog. The A-10 is retired as a manned platform but converted into a loyal wingman drone, keeping the GAU-8 gun in the air without risking a human pilot. So, is the A-10 Warthog a relic of the past? After examining its role in Operation Epic Fury, its 3,900 round per minute cannon, and its unmatched ability to protect our fleet from Iranian swarms, the answer is clear. The A-10 isn't an obsolete tank buster. It's actually the most cost-effective maritime security platform in the US arsenal. It's the only plane that can smother an enemy boat swarm with a blanket of lead while laughing off return fire. This matters because as long as the Strait of Hormuz remains a flashpoint, the US military needs a plane that isn't afraid to get dirty. The BRRT isn't a sound of the past. It's the sound of the future of asymmetric defense. But what do you think? Should the Air Force proceed with the 2026 retirement, or has the conflict with Iran proven that the Warthog is irreplaceable? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe for more analytical authority, in-depth assessments, technical breakdowns, and breaking reports from the front lines.